guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary and high school age. Soon I'm going to only be planning for 2 homeschool kiddos. Today is going to be a homeschool update, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so my last homeschool update I think was at the end of February, either during or right before we had our first break of the second semester. And here we are after the second 6-week session, and we are right at the end. Actually, this week we will have met our 175th day, which is a requirement in Maine. We have to have 175 home instruction days, and we will have met that on Friday. Jack and Emma do have a little bit more that they will need to finish up over the next couple of weeks, but this will be my last kind of homeschool update for like the 6-week sessions that we have throughout the year. I will do a full overview of the entire year. That will be coming in a couple of weeks as I continue to go through my homeschool planning series for 2025-2026. I will leave that linked in the description box if you're interested in checking it out. I already have a couple of posts up. I am full on in the research phase for next year. It is a little bit different because I won't be planning for Emma. Emma is graduating this year, and when we started the year, I knew that she only needed an English credit to graduate. Now, she has done an awful lot more this year, way more than just an English credit, and we weren't entirely sure what she would be doing next year, but over the past 6 weeks, we have been having weekly meetings talking about what she wants, different ideas that she has, what the plan is. She is not planning to go away to college in the fall. She is graduating a year early, so she would be able to, but she does not feel ready to go away to college. And honestly, I don't really want her to go away at 17. So instead, what she is deciding to do is to have a gap year. We're still a little unsure of how that is going to be laid out. She is planning to take the SAT either in May or June. I have to look. It's very difficult to find SAT testing locations in Maine. Where we are, what is close to us. So I have to do a little bit more digging on that. And there is a homeschool code. If you've not done the SAT as a homeschooler, I think it's 970000, I believe is the homeschool code. I will look it up and leave it in the description box for you. Homeschoolers are absolutely able to take the SAT. I know that most colleges are test optional at this point. However, it does give you the opportunity to get scholarships if you do really well on the SAT. If you do poorly on the SAT, it really doesn't matter. You can just not send those scores to the schools that you're applying to. Again, she is unsure of what she's going to do in the fall of 2026, but this is kind of the trajectory of college prep juniors at this point. You know, you take the SAT in the spring, and then you do a lot of college visits and college fairs and stuff over the summer, and eventually figure out what you're going to do in the fall. And so I think that that is probably the path that we're going to take over the next several months with her. That will be coming. I'm sure I will share more as we figure things out. I did do an interview with Emma a couple of weeks ago. If you're interested in checking that out, I will leave that linked in the description box as well. It's kind of a brief introduction to how her homeschool career was, things that she enjoyed, things that she didn't enjoy, if she would have done things differently. Really good questions that you guys sent to me, and so we had a lot of fun doing that. So over the past 6 weeks, we have had a little bit of chaos. So coming into this 6-week session, I was ready. We were finally all healthy. Everybody was feeling really good. We started homeschool. We had a really great first week. The second week, we started out, things were going well, and then our basement flooded. And that kind of threw us off for a couple of weeks. Everybody was still doing school, but for a few days, we were really cleaning up a lot in the basement, and it just kind of set me back because my priorities shifted from homeschooling with the kids to really focusing on the basement and getting that cleaned up and somewhat organized and dry, and, you know, running dehumidifiers and moving fans, and just It was a lot. So my part of homeschooling definitely shifted back. So I was not doing as much as I needed to, but over the past couple of weeks, we've really powered through, and I feel good about how things are. We have finished up government and economics from the Guest Hollow government economics and personal finance courses. We do still have one book to read for the personal finance side, which is the Dave Ramsey book. Financial Peace Revisited. I've never read that book. I have gone through Financial Peace University. Emma did the Foundations in Personal Finance course through Dave Ramsey as well. So she didn't really need personal finance. Jack does need it. So we're going to finish up that and get that all done. The government and economics portion, which was really the focus for these courses for us, is done. It's done. So that course I absolutely loved. I will do reviews on all of the curriculum coming up. Probably May, June is when I'm going to be doing kind of curriculum reviews and planning new curriculum for 2025, 2026. It is not going to be at the beginning of May, which I've done in the past, because I'm just not sure. I'm not ready to make those decisions yet. And I think part of it is just trying to get through this year, making sure that Emma has everything that she needs, updating her transcript, getting all of that stuff situated. That's kind of been the priority for me. We will get there. We will get there. So government economics is done. Personal finance will be done. I think it'll probably take me a week, maybe a week and a half to get through that book. I am going to continue doing some personal development stuff this spring with the kids. It's something that I did not focus a lot on during this year. I thought that we would, and in fact, I do have, don't see it right now, I have a book, Home Ec for Everyone, and I also have the new-ish John Acuff book for teens about goal setting, which Emma and I have been working through. We did go through getting things done for teens last year, and that was really good. I've mainly been focusing on time management with my older two. I don't do any of this stuff with Lucy. I mean, she helps me with cooking and baking and stuff, but mainly I've been focusing on time management and learning to prioritize your own schedule so that I don't have to be as involved with that as far as scheduling their classes and their coursework and all of the stuff that they want to do outside of school, like all of their passion project related work, Emma's novel, Jack's animated series, and digital music production and all of that stuff. So we've been working a lot on time management, goals, and action plans for those goals, breaking them down into small enough steps so that they can make forward progress. It's a lot of the same stuff that I talk about in my membership community as far as goal setting goes, but it's very helpful, I think, for them to kind of see it laid out. It's stuff that took me a really long time to learn, even though I've always been goal oriented and I've always set goals. Learning to make action plans and break the goals down into manageable steps, putting things on the calendar, blocking off time to work on these types of projects is something that took me a lot longer into adulthood to learn. And so I'm trying to teach the kids that now so that they have that skill going forward. I think that it will serve them well if they have that, going into college or career or whatever beyond high school. Emma has been doing great. She, this week, has to finish up A Tale of Two Cities. She has a couple of weeks left to work on her research project. Next week, we will have a break week from homeschool. We do the 6 weeks on, 1 week off schedule. Even though we've met our 175th day, we still have work that most likely my older two will be doing through April. I just won't be involved with it. It's all self-directed. It is all stuff that they can do on their own. I just kind of have to check over their work and then do any grading that needs to be done. But for the most part, everything that I do will be done this Friday, and I am pleased about it. Lucy has done a great job this year. She has done all of the things that I expected. Finding books for her to enjoy reading has been a little bit more challenging. She can read older books, but she's not as interested in them. She can read more books about characters her age, but she's not interested in those either. So finding books that she wants to read has been a little bit more challenging. I did go through this with Jack, and in fact, I still have this struggle. What happens is I will find books that the kids really like. They will plow through them in a very short amount of time, and then I won't have anything else for them to read for weeks. And it's hard for me to keep book lists going. Emma, I don't have that trouble with. Always has 3-4 books going at once. It's funny. But Jack and Lucy, it does take me a lot more effort to find books for them to read. But overall, I'm really pleased with how things have gone this past 6 weeks. We are a little bit behind in math. I think we may have, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. We have 3 days left this week to get through, I think, 8 exercises. So we may end up going a little bit into April. I mean, technically, I could just say we are done for the year because we only have 8 exercises left. It's not a ton of work. I tend to try and finish most of the curriculum or make adjustments, but for math, I usually go all the way through and I don't make adjustments for that. So we'll see. We'll see. But math is going really well. Language arts is going really well. I enjoy seeing her writing voice start to come out. Some of the creative writing projects in Language Arts 4 from Sunlight this past few weeks have been a lot of fun. One was creating your dream room, your dream bedroom. And she's been talking about that for the entire start of the year, how she wants to redo things in her bedroom. So it aligned with things that she was already thinking about. So she could just write a paragraph about how excited she is about all of these changes and the different ideas that she has. So overall, this 6 weeks, it was a little difficult because of the flood stuff, and that is still not fixed. I mean, everything's dry downstairs, but I had to quickly, well, me and the kids, we all brought all of the homeschool books upstairs, and then I spent a while sorting them into different bins because now I have no bookshelves in the basement because they were all ruined. And so they are in bins, they are organized. I have a vlog about that. I will leave it linked for you again if you want to see the chaos there. And that kind of threw me off. And then just thinking about what is next for Emma is also just been on my mind. It's funny because I know that I see a lot of homeschoolers that are graduating kids this year, and they are just there's a lot of emotion. And I think that I definitely have the emotion, but it's showing up in different ways. It's not crying and being sad because she's leaving or growing up, because I know that even though she's growing up and she is going to most likely have a job or be taking some college classes, locally next year, or doing things that are not with the nuclear family at that point, I don't feel sad. I'm more just anxious as to making sure that I have dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's, if that makes sense, and just seeing how a gap year is going to work. And that may get alleviated once we talk to some college counselors, which we plan to do, in the next few weeks. And she's still kind of up in the air as whether or not she wants to do the author's conservatory, which was something that she was really focused on last year because she really does want to be an author. The drawback of that is that it is not a traditional college, so you aren't able to get traditional student aid for it, and so it's kind of all out of pocket. So lots of decisions to be made, but overall this past 6 weeks, even with the flood, has gone well. I'm pleased about everybody's progress. I'm really pleased in the fact that we have met our 175th day this week, and we really only have a couple of weeks left. Sometimes we meet our 175th day and we have like 6 more weeks because we have slowed down on a lot of work, but for the most part, I feel really good about how things are going and all of the progress that the kids have made, and I'm really excited to start actually planning for next homeschool year and how different that's going to be with just 2 students instead of 3. So that is my little update. I hope that this was helpful for you. If you have questions about our homeschool year, let me know. Like I said, I will be going through a whole overview of our year with my wrap-up questions as part of my 2025-2026 homeschool planning series. Curriculum reviews will be coming, curriculum unboxings will be coming, all of that stuff will come as I get it done, and it will be in real time because that's kind of how it's been lately. I've not planned ahead as much as I maybe normally would, and I do think that that is just a result of Emma graduating this year and having some different thoughts about things. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.